In 2008, he won Mr. Canada as an IFBB pro. He's competing in the Arnold Classic, in Mr. Olympia. He's also the founder of the world-renowned muscle-building brand and system, MI40. I'm very excited to have this next guest here, Ben Pakulski, ladies and gentlemen.
Evening, good afternoon, everybody. Good evening. I hope everybody is fantastic. I'm just here to fill in some space and time before Ray gets here. I don't know about you guys, but I'm excited to see him speak, right? Truthfully, what an inspirational gentleman, and I'm sure all of us are looking forward to seeing him speak. The topic today, or the subject title that I'm here to talk about is Face Your Fear and Do It Twice. And I'll get into this a little bit about my story because, you know, I've grown from where I started. Each of you is starting somewhere with a goal and an aspiration of being somewhere, and you don't know how you're going to get there, and that's okay. There's a lot of fears involved with where you want to go, what you're aspiring to become, but believing in number one is all that matters, and believing in yourself. So if you guys could imagine, for coming from someone now who stands on stage in his underwear for a living and poses in front of massive crowds and now does public speaking, the two things that were probably my biggest fears as a child, were certainly my biggest fears as a child, were taking my shirt off in public. I grew up in a family of overweight, unhealthy people, and two, I had a stutter as a kid. So speaking in public was not something I would do. I wouldn't even speak in a small group. I was very, very shy, inarticulate, probably had some type of learning disability, maybe dyslexia or something. I was never a great reader. And it's turned into, now I'm a professional educator and a public speaker. So for those of you out there who believe that you may have some type of limitation, whether it be physical or mental, holding you back from where you want to go, face your fear and do it twice. So it may be very, very difficult the first time you do it. Everything is difficult the first time you do it. But the more time you subject yourself to it, the easier it's going to become. And eventually it's going to become your absolute power. It's going to become your gift that you can teach people, because the things that are hardest for you in life become your biggest strengths and become your biggest teaching opportunities. For me, starting out as a bodybuilder at 15 years old, I was skinny and fat. I was 155 pounds, probably 18% body fat, whatever it may have been. I wasn't in particularly good shape. I didn't have the genetics that a lot of the guys I compete against do. So I set out on a mission to learn an intelligent way to train, to eat, to recover, everything, supplement. And that's what's brought me to the stage, is, you know, this never-ending quest to overcome what I believe to be genetic limitations, and then learn the most intelligent way. And now I've been able to apply it to myself, become relatively successful. I really still don't believe that I've even scratched the surface of my potential. And as of many of you, right, I'm here to teach you guys how to improve your physique, how to improve your mindset. And that's what I love to do, because I was once in your shoes. So when I'm speaking up on stage, or when I'm speaking in my videos, I'm just basically speaking to myself. So, you know, I'm speaking to the 18-year-old or the 17-year-old in the back of the crowd who's sitting there looking up at me going like, wow, I wish I could be there one day. Knowing that I was once there too, you know, looking up at the guys on stage at the Mr. Olympia contest and going, oh my goodness, if I could just build a fraction of what those guys have, I'll be happy. And you get there and you're constantly one day improving, you're improving 1% every day, and eventually you get towards your goal. So the big picture of what I'm here to say is, set big goals for yourself. Never, ever, ever restrict yourself. Never hold yourself back, because what you can do is, the sky's the limit. It's endless. Your capability is, you're only restricted by what you believe you can do. And I was always my biggest believer. I would tell people, hey, you know what, I'm going to be a professional bodybuilder one day. I'm going to become a motivational speaker. Maybe I'll speak before Ray Lewis one day. And people will be like, sure, man, I bet you will. You know, and the thing they would always say is, well, you're lacking this, you're missing this, you don't have this, you can't do this. You're not a great reader, you're not very articulate. The things I used to say, I had small legs, believe it or not, I had narrow shoulders. That's the honest truth. And so you use that as your fuel, and hopefully you're internally motivated as well as externally motivated, and you overcome every single obstacle in your life and you turn it into a learning opportunity. Obstacles are your absolute friend. The most difficult situation turns into your best learning opportunity, and when you learn to accept that, and when you learn to harness it, take it in. When you see a fear in front of you, I've taken on the mentality now of I smile. Sometimes I'll smile twice because I want to do it. If you're afraid of snakes, if you're afraid of heights, if you're afraid of whatever it is, face that fear, get right in front of it, and do it twice. And that's probably my best advice to anyone who has any aspirations in life. Go right after it, never stop, and never stop believing, because if you would have told me when I was 17 or 18 years old that I'd be opening up for Ray Lewis or on the stage Mr. Olympia, I'd tell you you're a liar. But I'm here now, and you guys can do it too. So hopefully I can help to inspire you guys. And if I can offer anything as far as advice with respect to nutrition, training, supplementation, or any type of mindset stuff, please never be afraid to come up and speak with me. I may look big and scary, but I'm a teddy bear, I promise. So thank you guys very much. I really appreciate being here.